I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're uncovering a powerful story of faith, marriage, and divine intervention. We're talking to a terrific author. Her name is Heather Larribas, and she has penned a powerful book, The Voice of Faith, based on a life-changing true story. This raw and inspiring memoir details Heather's decade-long struggle to save her marriage through spiritual warfare, prayer, and unwavering belief in God's purpose. Guided by visions, divine nudges, and an unshakable faith, Heather shows us how miracles happen when we listen to the voice that never fails us, God's. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put her in the spotlight today. We ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. And be sure to download the Spotlight Network TV app, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Heather, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you for having me, Logan.
It's a pleasure. Everybody has struggles in this life. Everybody has challenges. And sometimes it feels like the darkness will never end and there'll never be any light, but there is light. And this is really a book of hope. Can you talk to us or walk us through one of the pivotal moments in your life when you felt that God's voice was guiding you?
Yes, it was actually 2015 when he ripped my marriage apart, but I didn't know it was him at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I did not really rediscover him until February of 2016. But the pivotal moment was when I was in church and my pastor said, "You know your voice, you know your husband's voice, but the voice you need to know is God's voice." And at that moment, it was like the light bulb all turned on, and I realized that's who's been talking to me. That was who has been giving me the visions since I was like 13 years old. But really pivotal moment was that's when I realized he was here. And then I feel like I started getting even more visions after that. And the more I started chasing him, the more he was revealing himself, because he already knows us. He created us. So he wants us to have that personal relationship with him. And the more you can do that with him, the more he wants to show you the blessings in life and how he works in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. What were some of the hardest challenges you faced during your marriage struggle?
Oh my gosh, the hardest challenges is when I would see something or see somebody around my husband, and I'm talking about different people and women, and seeing the pain that he was leaving. I seen him going through his struggles. Like God shared with me and this is like complete honesty, when I seen him going down into hell. I mean, I seen him going down bad paths, watching him leave 7, 8 different times in my life. But every single time he left, there was one vision in June of 2015 that was given to me that I could not understand. And in fact, my first book is a snapshot of what God was trying to do, but that vision did not come true until 2022. So even after all of my 3 books are out, that one vision still was not manifested yet until then. So I had so many challenges. There's just when you see your loved one leaving, or if I would see bad things coming, it's like, and I was lonely, very lonely.
For the folks at home who haven't read your book, explain what happened in your marriage. Were you able to save it? Was dissolving it the right thing to do? What was the answer when it came to this challenge that you had with your relationship?
The first thing I would say is we have to listen to God. He will guide us. He will step us one step at a time. I did not know, but to be completely honest, in my 3rd book is when God made me. He made me divorce him, and divorcing him in 2019. But at the same time, God kept showing me he was coming back, and I could not understand. Like God put me through so much, to the point where even after we were divorced, we got back together 2 more times. I was planning a wedding because we never really got to have a wedding. And a month later, he left again and then actually married the person. Then I was sent to a place that I had no place to go. I had no home. I was like, pretty much, what am I going to do? And I kept following and kept listening to him. He kept showing me the visions. I kept having my faith. And now we're into 2021. And I went away, and it wasn't until after I had to send him a message letting him know that he had to go get his because we were living in an RV spot, that he needed to go get his RV, that I moved further west to further a career. I didn't tell him where I was because why? He was out of my life. And that was a pivotal moment that I had seen a vision in 17 that a rug was being pulled out from under him. And he didn't know where I was, but I didn't understand at the time until that moment. And then that is when things started shifting. And 8 months later, so in May of 2022, the vision that I saw came true. And that was in April. And he showed up like the vision showed me. And he divorced, and we got back together in this October 25th of this year. So 6 months, we are finally having our wedding, like a real wedding.
Amazing.
God's work. I mean,
Yeah.
it brings so much tears because I don't think people understand that you have to suffer for the Lord. And if you don't, you won't get the blessings. You have to go through your trials, and you have to keep your eyes on him. You can't listen to anybody else in front of you, because people are like, what do you mean you're waiting for him? And I'm like, I've been shown, and I've had the promises, the faithfulness, and it has been the most painful, but yet the rewards have been 10 times more than what I can imagine.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And not only that, seeing the changes that God kept promising me that he was doing to this man happened, because this was a generational curse. This wasn't something that had just happened overnight. This has been an addiction in the family for a very long time. And God used me. He used my vessel. I ask him every day to use me for his work. Give me your eyes, give me your ears, give me your voice, and I will do whatever you need me to do. And I have walked through so much. Lost businesses, lost my home, lost my family for a year and a half. I was out in the desert, not knowing, just like in the Bible. I mean, he puts us through trials. And I just want everybody to understand that you're not alone, and that if you will just listen for him, he's always communicating with us. And we need to be observant of his work and knowing that he is here. He has not left us. In the Bible, it talks about visions all the time. That didn't stop after the Bible. Jesus continues giving people visions. He gives them words. He gives them encouragement, that I think that we just kind of forget that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. God doesn't give up on us. We shouldn't give up on him. He's there to guide us. What do you say to people who are in broken relationships or seemingly broken relationships and have lost hope?
The first thing I always ask them is, do you have God in your life? Because I didn't at the time. I mean, I was on a different path. I was into the new age. I will tell you, I was the devil. I was into psychics. I was into tarot cards. I was into pendulums. And I would get confused. So I had God when I was younger, and I knew Jesus then, but then I lost him for 37 years. So I will say and ask them, if God isn't a part of your life, that you have to ask him to come in. And if it is his will and purpose, he will change every circumstance in your life. Logan, I begged him to take away the feelings for this man, because I had no business being with someone like that. But God wouldn't. He just kept giving it harder to me. And he kept saying, trust me, trust me, trust me. And so one of my mantras with God is, your will is my will. And it's true. If you can say that your will, God, is my will, then you're giving him the control, because we have our ego, which we're edging God out each and every day. We have to put that aside and let God be our vessel, because he is here and he is guiding us. And I want people to know that he loves us. I mean, he died for us. And how can we not believe in him? It's really hard. But I do understand that some people don't, because they do lose hope, or they don't understand why this person passed on, or why this accident happened. But he's always trying to get our attention. And if we look back, we will see that God repeats things with a different outcome in your life. because he's
Mm.
growing us spiritually. He's growing us to a place that we can't even understand. But as long as we have him, he will always guide us no matter what, when things don't make sense in the world.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tell me a little bit about your writing career. You say this is your third book you've written?
Uh, the first one was the one that you have, and then there was a second one, the third one, and there's a fourth one coming that he's been showing me. You know, because of my childhood wasn't a really fun childhood, I had to keep a lot of sad things to myself. So I just started journaling when I was younger, and I would just keep writing because I didn't have anybody to talk to.
Hmm.
So my journaling just became a part of my life. And I took journalism in high school, but I never thought I was going to write a book. And it wasn't
Yeah.
until he actually showed me what the book was going to look like. Meaning God, he showed me. And one day when I was journaling, he told me I was going to help others and that there would be 3 books and that these books were going to help many people. And whatever God has planned for me, this is his victory. This is not Heather's victory. This
Hmm.
is just Heather's testimony to show how God will work in your life if you open yourself up and allow him. Give him the privilege to be in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And how has your husband embraced your writing, sharing your story, your trials, your tribulations?
Yes, in a
Yeah.
comical way. It was interesting when I wasn't in his life how much he would believe my visions because every single thing that I would see came true. And
Hmm.
so he kind of gives me comical about my books because I don't think that he realizes how important it's not even about him. It's not even about what happened to me. It's about how God will work through us and how he will use us to help others. And so he's not a bad person. Nobody's bad. We've all been, given bad things that happen in our life, but we're supposed to use those as a trajectory to a new life. And so watching this man leave the devil and become this holy man is like the best blessing I can have. Does he believe me? Yes, he will tell people he believes me, but he just likes to give me hard times.
That's what husbands do.
Because
They give
it's
their
so
wives
good,
hard times.
because there's a lot of guilt and
Yeah.
there's a lot of, feeling bad of what he did. And so it's taking accountability. And
Right.
I took accountability for my actions, for what the things I was doing, because I broke a commandment.
Mhm.
When I was putting the devil, all the devil worship thing above God. And
Mhm.
so when I changed my life, I mean, I came sobriety of because that was my addiction, was going to the psychics. And
Mhm.
so it's been over 8 years, 8 or 9 years now since. So that's a sobriety when you've been
Yeah.
addicted to it. And anybody who has any addiction can know that whether it's alcohol, drugs, lust, or anything, it's God who does the work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we're glad you're sharing your story in this amazing book and your other books as well. The book we've been primarily focusing on today is The Voice of Faith, based on a life-changing true story, a moving testimony of redemption, grace, and the unbreakable power of faith. Heather, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time and your insight and your candor. For the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time until next time on Spotlight.